A local Navy veteran with a softer side has dedicated a family craft to hospitalized and sometimes terminally ill children.
And these warm gifts start with his own childhood, growing up poor and trying to help his family. Eyewitness News reporter Walt Buteau with tonight's street story.
When he was a kid, he was embarrassed to quilt. Now he says, so what, as he helps kids who really need it.
Randy Powers was about 10 when he discovered he loved to sew with his mother.
I didn't let people know it. I would have been bullied.
You think so?
I know so.
Back then in a coal mining town in West Virginia, as the second youngest of 7 children.
Our rent was $1.50 a month and we couldn't even afford that.
Powers quilted to help his family pay the bills.
She made quilts and sold quilts for us to survive.
Decades later, every so often, he still finds a scrap, a remnant, a cloth connection to those difficult days.
I found some of hers is where her and I worked on stuff together. It'll make you cry because I know Mother touched this stuff.
Powers joined the Navy and sailed for 24 years in multiple hostile seas. This warmer side crept up on him a few years back after he retired. It was the birth of his grandson that drew him to the children, the babies who couldn't go home from the hospital.
I don't know, my heart was just there for the kids. I have no explanation why, I just wanted to help the kids.
So now he works with Project Linus, offering quilts to kids and their families to make them feel more at home.
This one's an old-fashioned little sunbonnet suit.
Name a color, name a subject.
This one's a little girl summer dress.
And he's probably brought it to the warmth of a blanket.
This one's an Easter basket.
He's now given away hundreds of these creations, saying it's his therapy and a way to remember the days when working next to his mother kept a roof over the family's head and food in their belly.
And they tell me that their children were in intensive care and their children were terminally ill. And some made it and some didn't make it, but they're very grateful.
What's it like to get that thank you?
It gives me a good warm feeling to know that I helped somebody.
One more Rhode Island connection. Back in the late 70s, his mother's quilting group sold a quilt to Jackie Onassis for $750. More on that on WPRI.com. In Middletown, Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.